Have you ever wondered what a true military-grade trading weapon looks like in the wild? Well, today, we're going to dissect RioBot. And trust me, calling this thing a bot is an understatement. It's more like a cybernetic hunter built specifically for the chaos of digital markets. So let's break it down.
You see, decentralized finance, it isn't really a market in the traditional sense. It's a battlefield. It's an environment that's almost purpose-built to prey on anyone who's slow or unprotected. So to survive in that kind of arena, you don't just need a tool. You need a fortress, a weapon, and an intelligence agency all rolled into one. And that is exactly what RioBot was engineered to be.
So how is this weapon actually constructed? First, we'll look at the core concept, this idea of a new kind of trading weapon. Then we're going to break it down into its four foundational pillars. The zero-latency infrastructure that gives it its speed, the predictive intelligence that acts as its brain, its unbreakable capital protection systems, and finally, the proactive behavioral analysis that turns it from the hunted into the hunter.
The people who built it call it a cyberpunk symphony. And you know what? That name is actually perfect. A symphony isn't just one instrument, right? It's a whole orchestra, all playing in perfect harmony. And that's the idea here. This isn't just one algorithm, it's a complete weapon system where every single component is designed for one thing: total market dominance.
And that right there is the key shift in thinking. We're moving way beyond those simple if this, then that kind of bots. This is a complete ecosystem. You've got defense, intelligence, and offense all working together, built from the ground up to thrive in the wild west of modern digital markets.
All right. Every weapon system, every fortress, starts with its foundation. And for RioBot, that foundation is its zero-latency infrastructure. Because in DeFi, speed isn't just a nice-to-have, it's literally survival. If you're not the fastest one in the room, you are the target, period.
And this slide really shows you that core advantage. See, most traders, they broadcast their moves in the public mempool. Think of it like a chaotic public waiting room for transactions. Predatory bots watch this room, and when they see your buy order, they jump in front of you, buy, let you buy, and then immediately sell, profiting from the price move you created. It's called a sandwich attack. RioBot completely bypasses this chaos. It uses a private gateway to send transactions straight to the blockchain, so it's not just faster, it's invisible to the predators. So what does that speed and invisibility actually get you? How about a tenfold increase in reaction time? For spotting things like rug pulls, the latency drops from an average of 12 seconds, which is an absolute eternity in DeFi, down to just 1 or 2 seconds. That's not a small improvement. That's the difference between getting your capital out safely and getting completely wiped out.
Okay, so the fortress is built, it's fast, it's secure. Now it's time to install the brain. Phase 2 is all about predictive intelligence. This is where the system stops just defending and starts anticipating. It's trying to see the attack before it even happens.
Now, at the heart of this brain are what the developers call the three snipers. These aren't just simple rules, they are lethal machine learning optimized pattern detectors. First, dead silence spots when a scammer's own wash trading bot suddenly goes quiet, a huge red flag. Then hollow pump sees a price that's shooting up while liquidity is actually being pulled out, a classic trap. And finally, deceleration divergence can actually feel a hidden sell wall that's soaking up all the buying pressure right before a major crash. The big takeaway here is that the most elite systems are no longer just reacting, they're becoming predictive.
And this isn't all just happening in some mysterious black box. The system takes all of this complex neural analysis and translates it into a clean, visual interface. The trader gets to see this real-time scan across multiple indicators, turning all that abstract data into something you can actually use.
So, we have the fortress and we have the brain. Now we need the shield. Phase 3 is all about unbreakable capital protection. Sophisticated mechanisms designed to let you survive even the most catastrophic market meltdowns. And just look at the rapid evolution of these defenses on this timeline. It started out with basic session equity protection. Just 3 days later, it evolved to adaptive trailing, which cleverly tightens your stop loss as your profits grow. And then only 4 days after that came Phoenix mode, which is a truly next-level system for recovery.
And here's a perfect case study that shows you why that evolution matters in the real world. As you can see on the chart, with an old-school fixed trailing stop, this trade would have closed at a pretty good 20.68% profit. But with the new adaptive ratcheting system, it managed to capture an extra 6.6% of profit. That's the power of having a dynamic defense.
And then there's Phoenix mode, the ultimate shield. You see, most bots, when they hit a major loss, they just stop, they die. Phoenix mode treats a big loss as a tactical pause. It waits for the market's pulse to come back, and then it automatically re-engages to try and win back those losses. It turns what could be a catastrophic failure into a strategic reset.
And now we get to the final, and frankly, the most mind-bending evolution. This is the point where RioBot stops being a defender and becomes a hunter. Phase 4 is all about proactive behavioral analysis. It's about getting inside the enemy's head.
This is just incredible. The system doesn't just react to individual scams, it tracks the scammers themselves. On the left, you're seeing the sniper tracker, which is monitoring wallets known for creating and rug-pulling tokens over and over. Then on the right, the system goes even deeper, analyzing their entire modus operandi, their MO, their win rate, their average profit, their patterns. It is literally profiling the enemy.
So what's the whole point of all this profiling? It's to identify something called a farming candidate. The system analyzes a known scammer's pattern so well that it can predict which one of their new tokens is likely to have a profitable run before they pull the rug. The hunter is now farming the farmers.
So how does it find them? Well, check out this table. It's what they call the golden window. The system actually learned a particular scammer's rhythm. If they launch a token less than 5 minutes after their last one, it's a panic deploy, and the system auto-rejects it. But a token launched in that 15 to 35-minute sweet spot, that turned out to be their optimal work rhythm, and that is the signal. That's the farming candidate. The system isn't just playing the market anymore, it's playing the player.
And that brings it all full circle. This is the cyberpunk symphony. Each one of those pillars we talked about works in perfect concert. The infrastructure gives it speed. The intelligence anticipates the attack, the shield ensures it survives, and the behavioral analysis turns the hunted into the hunter.
So, it really leaves us with a pretty fascinating and maybe even unsettling question. We've gone from simple algorithmic trading to predictive intelligence, and now we're at psychological profiling. When systems can anticipate human behavior with this kind of precision, what does the next frontier of markets even look like?